full Wi-Fi. So.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Okay, brother.
Right.
Okay.
Here we go. We're running.
Okay.
So, Dean, right then, if I do a countdown,
Yes.
no hidden surprises. I'm not into all that crap, right? I'm not into trying to catch people out. I'm not into that. That's all I will ask is to
Okay.
give like 2 songs, if you can choose 2 songs, any 2 songs, if it's by the Daisies or if it's by anybody else, it's totally up to you.
Okay.
And then I'll do a little 5-minute silence and then go back into the interview afterwards then.
Okay. Very good,
Is that
bro.
cool?
Yeah, of course.
Yep,
Of course.
cool. Are you hearing me nice and loud and proud?
Oh,
yes. Yes. With my bolden Welsh accent.
I love it, dude. It's great.
Right then. If I go quiet and then I'll burst into it, Dean, is that all right?
That's completely perfect, my brother. You just go. I'll be here.
Sweet as a nut. Right, we're on Sharpie's Rock and Roll Train with Dean from the Dead Daisies. How you keeping, Dean, my friend?
I'm good, my brother. How about yourself? You being safe out there, man, with all this COVID junk?
Oh, yeah. Same over here. Thank God all the family have avoided it over here. What about you, family over there?
Yeah, dude, everybody's really good here. I've been very fortunate. Nobody in the family has caught it. I thought at one point I might have had it because I had some of the symptoms, but within like 2 or 3 weeks, it was gone. So I was like, well, if that was what that was, I certainly didn't know it. I mean, really. So I'm good to go, though. Everything's good.
Luckily, touch wood, all good, man, all good.
Yes, sir.
So it's so cracking on with the interview, Dean, and it's a pleasure, and thank you very, very much for coming on the show.
Of course, brother.
I know the show I do is predominantly like 80s, it's late 70s, early 80s, early 90s rock, which is you well, just from there you can get the genre that I'm into with the show.
Good music, in other words, is what you're saying. The best music that was ever made.
Yeah, you're fucking right there. So what a lineup, Dean. Looking at the lineup, and people who have come in and gone out as well, and oh my God, what a absolute unbelievable lineup. Obviously yourself with of course Bad English, Doug Whitesnake, Dio, Glenn, of course Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and of course David Lowie setting up the band. And my God, what contacts he must have to set up a band to get people like that in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, a lot of that is David Edwards, the manager.
Yeah.
He's kind of the spearhead of this. David wanted to do this project, and David Edwards decided, well, you know what? I'll help you get this going. And he's basically, David Edwards is the one that picks and chooses the lineup and what we play, what songs are on the record. I mean, this is his baby. He loves this band and he lives and breathes it. So, we just take his direction, man. He rolls with it and we just follow along.
Well, it's good to have someone like that, I suppose, because it's taking all the stress off you guys. So you can just go in there, do what you do, have a bit of fun, and get out of there. And
exactly, bro. Exactly. And that's the beauty of it,
Yeah. Unbelievable lineup. And like I say, the band's going all the way back to 2013. Well, you just answered my next question, which was how did the band come along?
I didn't know that. Yeah, again, that's David Edwards, man. I mean, we had the idea and David took it and said, you know what, I'll build this. And he did. He's built it really, really well, man. I'm pretty impressed.
So the new single, like we spoke before we started recording, Holy Ground, Jesus, you hear it. And, when I'm doing the show, when I got my headphones on and my brain is pounding, between your drums and the guys on the guitar, they are riffs that's going into it. Plus, of course, Glenn with his bass and his voice as well. Oh my God, what an absolute banging track it is!
Oh, dude, let me tell you something, bro. I'll tell you, playing with Glenn. I mean, I'm putting him up there in my top 3 bassists that I've ever worked with. Okay, it's Glenn Hughes, it's Geezer Butler, and it's Jason Sheff from Chicago. Those 3 guys, and then Marco. You got Marco Mendoza. Those 4 guys are the best players I've ever worked with ever in my life. Just amazing bassists, and Of course, Glenn with the singing too. It's like a double-edged sword there, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
God, like unbelievable. Unbelievable. Some big bass players you name by there, man. God alive.
Yeah.
Some serious talent by there, let me tell you.
Oh yes, sir. Oh, and I've had the honor to work with those four guys, and I've been very blessed. I mean, I'm telling you, Glenn and I together,
Yeah.
I likened it to a freight train, dude. It's
Yeah.
a freaking locomotive, and when he plays, man, when we were in rehearsals, I would watch him and just watch his body movements and where his groove was, and he and I just locked. It was amazing,
Sweet.
and then singing with him, dude. The man has perfect pitch,
Yeah.
so it's so effortless to sing a background with him because I know that his note's going to be spot freaking on, and I can
Yeah.
pitch right to it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So we got this worldwide pandemic now of the COVID, which we have talked about. Is it a plan for a tour once COVID gets a kick up the backside, which we're all hoping it will,
Yeah,
and
dude.
life can get back to some sort of normality,
Yeah.
and we can come to appreciate live bands again.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh,
a
it's
tour
gonna
coming?
happen, bro. It's gonna happen. I mean, that was our whole plan. Was the record was supposed to come out last year,
Yeah.
and we were supposed to be on the road. We start rehearsals in January and be out by March or April, and then everything just got thrown to the
Yeah.
wayside by COVID. So yeah, the plan is start rehearsing again in February or March, and then finish up some stuff, do some videos and stuff, and then man, we're hoping to be out. I'm hoping to be out by May or
Yeah.
June.
Oh,
So
that'd be awesome.
God
That'd be
willing,
awesome.
dude, God
Yeah, man.
willing.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you're looking to come to Cardiff in
Oh,
South
dude,
Wales,
we
yeah,
have.
don't forget me. We'll have a beer or something backstage, yeah,
Oh,
man.
dude, I would love to just come and hang. You have the beer, I'll have the Coca-Cola. We'll hang, man. It'll be great. It'll be
Yeah, see,
freaking awesome.
hey, you supply the pass, I'll supply the beer. How's
There
that?
you go. Awesome, man.
Oh God, great, great. I tell you what, now after doing all these interviews, I got so many beers to share with people. I tell you what,
Yeah.
last interview I done was Mick Box from Uriah Heep.
Oh, great player, man.
And like yourself, what a really, really nice guy, man. He was really nice. And he's the same. He said, next time we come to Cardiff, he said, there's a pass waiting for you and there's a beer waiting for you as well.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh.
awesome, man. Nice. Oh my
So,
God.
so getting back on track, as we would say. Going back to the Holy Ground single, and I watched the video for it. And what an interesting video. Where did obviously with COVID, you guys couldn't get together and
Right.
do an interview as an interview, do a video as a video,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
So where did the idea come from for the video as it was? Because it's so colorful, it's so oh God, you can't. It's hard to explain how it is unless you've actually seen it.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
the idea really came, it's another one. That's another David Edwards,
yeah,
his brainchild. What we did was we set up green screens on the floor and all around us. And, all of us, so obviously socially distanced, we were
yeah,
at least
yeah,
8 to 10 feet apart from each other. And we just ran the song about, I think maybe 5 or 6 times and
yeah,
with different camera angles and stuff like that. And then of course, David and his team of brilliance, he's got a bunch of guys that work, with the band for content and things like that. Oliver Half and a lot of guys, and they put the visuals in behind it, and I really honestly, for, as I guess you want to call it, low budget as it was financially, it doesn't look it at all. It's
no, it
really,
doesn't.
I'm pretty impressed, dude. I mean, like
Yeah,
David
man.
Edwards, kudos to him, man. Good job.
Yeah, it was such it's a how can like I said, it's a video that even though with the green screens and everything behind, it's fresh, if that's the word. There's not a video out there like it at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
So which is more of a grab. It's more of a hook for people to, let's have a look at this. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, dude, I agree, because I was doing drum videos. There, I think it was called Through the Looking Glass, and how I would play the songs,
Yeah.
off the new record and stuff, and I would play them and stuff with that green screen. My drum tech Lee Hollister set up all the green screens in his warehouse in Seattle, and I would drive up to Seattle, drive up and stay a couple of days and record as many videos of the songs of me playing them as I could,
Yeah.
and then they would put the content behind it, and it came out really, really good.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah.
So when you recorded the album, which is due out now January, isn't it?
Mhm.
Was it much interruption with COVID? And did it obviously it interrupted the flow of the recording, did it?
Right. Well, funny thing is, dude, we started the record the 1st of November, and it hadn't quite taken on. We
Yeah,
knew that it was out there. There was something going on, and people would wear masks, but it wasn't that intense
yeah,
as
yeah,
it
yeah.
became after the first of the year. By March of 2020, things started getting goofy.
Oh yeah.
It started getting really rough, February and March. So, well, I did the record in November, my drum tracks. It took me 10 days. I did my drum tracks and I flew home. And then Doug and David and Glenn and David Edwards, manager, and the crew, they all stayed in the south of France and finished up their parts. And then in January, middle of January, I flew to LA to do the background vocals with Glenn there.
Yeah.
And so it still wasn't like wear a mask, you got to wear a mask. We still didn't know what the heck was going on. We knew there was something out there, but we didn't know how intense it would be. And then soon after that, dude, February, March, that's when the crap hit the fan,
Yeah,
everything
big
got
time.
funky. Yeah. So
Big
it didn't
time.
really affect us as far as playing because I think, we didn't know. We
Yeah,
didn't really know how severe it would be.
yeah. You were lucky in one of the words. You were lucky.
Dude, totally.
Cool, cool. Well, that's good. It didn't interrupt it because you only wanted one interruption, and then that could have caused problems. Luckily,
Oh,
it
yeah.
did.
No,
Luckily,
and
it
the good
didn't,
thing about
obviously.
the good thing about being in the south of France was there was no distractions, bro. We
Yeah,
were
yeah.
in the chateau in the south of France, and literally there was no TV. The dinners were we all ate together in a big dining room, and the entire studio and places we lived in or slept and stuff, it was all in house. So we didn't leave. I mean, I never left the compound. I never left once.
Yeah.
So I was in that chateau 24/7. So there wasn't any chance to be out there and be exposed to anything if there was anything at that point.
Yeah, yeah,
So it
yeah.
really helped us focus, Mark. It really did help us focus.
That's cool, man. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Hey, Dean, would you like to choose a song for our listeners?
Yeah.
Any one of your favorites or anything by Daisies, up to you.
Yeah. Well, I got to pick one that I was actually listening to the other night, and it's a Sabbath song
Oh, yeah.
off of Heaven and Hell. And one of my favorite vocals that Ronnie did was Neon Nights. I love that song. Oh, no, here it comes again. I freaking love that too. So I was cranking that the other day. Ronnie's one of my favorite singers, dude. He's one of my biggest influences. He and Steve Perry for vocals. Those two are my gods, my icons,
Yeah,
So yeah, I would pick Neon Nights, brother. Definitely.
Sweet, lovely. Thank you very much, Dean. We'll get that out now, and I'll be back with you now in a couple of minutes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, brother.
So welcome back to the show, Dean. Awesome track. Love that a bit. I'm sitting here and I'm in my little homemade studio and my head is going. And I'm like one of them nodding dogs you see on the back of the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, my little brother has a bunch of dogs. I'm at my little brother's house. There's dogs everywhere, and they run around. Thank God he put him in the garage, so I don't have to hear him yelping.
So as you just say before we played the track, Dean, with Dio being one of your main influences, that was the next question. Actually, is who are your influences in life and in music?
Wow. For me, drumming wise, there was four guys that really, like Peter Criss got me started. He was, I saw that. They were my Beatles, man. Kiss were my Beatles. I was like, I'm going to do this when I get older. So Peter was like the catalyst. And then it became Neil Peart from Rush, of course. Neil, the icon. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
That guy changed my entire outlook on how to play drums, to innovate, not just be a timekeeper, but build it. And I can remember listening to Neil's, like on Circumstances. If you listen to the drum licks on Circumstances, and it do that part, he builds every time that thing comes up. And there's at the very end, I mean, it was like, that is the coolest thing. So he was a very busy drummer, and I noticed how he would build and innovate on those, and it was unbelievable. Then, of course, Terry Bozzio. When I heard UK for the very first time, I was like, God almighty, who is this guy? I had no idea he played with Zappa at the time. I just, Night After Night record. that record turned me on to Terry Bozzio, and of course, still one of my favorites. And then Steve Smith from Journey. I mean, wow, just the man can play anything and everything, and I just love his musicality, and he's a monster, man. Still to this day, he's probably my all-time favorite drummer of all time. So
it's just solid,
that's
isn't it? It's solid. The timing is there 100%. It's there. Boom, boom, boom. No misses, no nothing.
Oh,
no
dude.
misbeats.
I mean, he actually told me how he came up with the beat for "Don't Stop Believing." He was like, well, when we were in rehearsals, I just kept 2 and 4, just nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Then he took it home, and he came up with that drum beat, open-handed with the toms and stuff. It's how brilliant is that? I mean, because he was very much like that. He always wanted to innovate and build and make it musical, and he did. He still is, man. Nobody touches him in my book as a drummer. Nobody.
Oh, excellent answers. Can't beat that. So, any right when you and the guys are in the studio, is there any anecdotes that you do? Is there any funny rituals or? I don't mean carving up chickens or anything like that, but maybe you do. I don't know. But is it any like things you stick to? Have you got to have a certain bottle of water? Do you wear different socks, or do you?
Well, I actually play in a loincloth like Tommy Aldridge did back in the Pat Travers band. But the band started throwing up in their mouths, so I ended that and just put on clothes. Nice. But for me, what I would do when we were recording, usually start time was at 11 o'clock, so I would go down an hour early with my drum tech and just warm up, tune the drums up, and Lee would tune them up, and I would just kind of warm up and get a feel for everything. And then there was we go into another room we called the library, where we would all sit there with little amps, and I'd have my sticks, and we would figure out the arrangements of that song that we were going to do, the first one. And so we get the arrangements done and then go into the studio and track it. And the cool thing about it is we would get the roughs down. I mean, as long as the guitars were, the arrangements were right for the guitars and the bass, I had a click track going. So they would finish out, we'd get it done. They would leave the room, and it was just me and Ben Gross and my drum tech. And we would play through the song, and he'd say the first one, he goes, make this pretty straight ahead. No frills, no nothing. So we'd do one take with just, straight ahead. No big stuff or anything. Second one, he's like, open it up a little bit more. So we'd do a take where you played a little bit more. And then the third one, he was like, dude, just go balls out. Play whatever you want. Just tear it up. And he would take them back and edit and put the licks. He goes, well, that lick will sound great here, and this sound good here, and then this. And it was cool how he Frankensteined it. Yeah. But it was so easy to work with Ben, dude. I mean, he's got to be one of my favorite producers of all time.
Cool, man.
I mean, cool. Ben Gross, Michael Beinhorn, another great producer. I'm very fortunate to work with him. Jay DeMarcus is a great producer as well. But, I'll tell you, Ben speaks drummer talk. And like Marty Fredrickson, Marty's a drummer too. So we would speak drummer talk. Oh, okay, I know that.
Yeah. You drummers are a breed apart. My late brother was a professional drummer.
What's that now?
My late brother was a professional drummer.
Oh, no kidding.
And he was the same. He's exactly the same. And he's sitting there, and you could put on a song on, and he's like, boom, da, boom, boom, da. And like you said, you're tapping your legs all the time, and yeah.
Dude, that's drum talk, Marky. That's drum talk.
So talking about drum talk.
Yes.
So when you're on stage, and of course Daisies have recorded quite a few CDs now. When that one song comes on that you like the best, you think that's my, as you said, that's my balls out song. So what song is that out of all the Daisy songs?
Boy, for me, dude, I got to be honest. The one that we got on the new record is called "Like No Other."
Yeah.
I don't know if have you heard that one yet, bro?
Yes, I've heard it. Yes.
Dude, to me, it's like Deep Purple and White Snake on crack. You know what I mean? It's just got that vibe, man. And I'm an ex-addict. I had to say those things. But yeah, it was like when that song first, and I heard the vocals, I was like, holy hell, this song is bad. And then I got to do the backgrounds with Glenn.
Yeah.
And he would help me with his inflections, like follow it here. I kind of move up here and then I move down here. And I would try to emulate his vocal the best I could. And of course, he's Glenn Hughes, man. He's got so much soul to try and sing with his soul. I mean, I had to find it. You know, I had to go, God, what's he feeling here? And so that track to me, man, that's such a, you're like no other, can you feel my bass line? It's just, you're like no other. It reminds me of freaking White Snake. You know, it's just got that vibe, dude.
For a drummer, Dean, you got a hell of a voice.
Oh, dude, thank you, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate
voice,
that.
man.
I do okay for an old guy. Oh my God.
So when you're in the house now, and like you said, you're in your baby brother's house now. You're on your way, and what are you playing in the car? What's your favorite music outside Daisies?
Wow, dude, it's very, very eclectic. It could be anywhere from a band called The Fire Theft, who I don't know if you've ever heard of or not. That's an early 2000s band.
No.
I just love that. Pick up that record if you would, bro.
I will.
It's not really rock and roll, but it's just got this beautiful, you'll hear it. And I love the stuff. I can go from the Fire Theft to James Taylor to Corey Taylor and Slipknot. I mean, I go all out, man. It's you know, Devil Driver. I love those guys. I mean, I'm a big fan of Korn. I love Korn, big Korn fan. Ray Luzier, one of the greatest freaking rock drummers of our generation. He's a bad boy. So, you know, I listen to everything, dude. Lately, I've been listening to the new CTFM, the new Corey Taylor solo record.
Yeah.
Freaking love it.
Yeah.
So that one, anything Stone Sour, anything Slipknot, anything James Taylor, anything Bread, you know, Journey. Sweet. I mean, I listen to it all, dude.
Yeah. I'm like Alec. My musical taste changes every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Well, I'm sure. As a journalist, dude, I'm sure you're privy to so much stuff that we probably haven't even heard, you know. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't know about it. So that's pretty cool, man. You got a good job.
I'm still finding bands from the early '90s that I never heard of then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You hear that band, The Fire Theft. Look it up, The Fire Theft. I think they only put one record out, dude, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Take a note of that once we finish up now. Definitely, I'll look at that up.
Awesome,
all right.
Man.
So, would you like to choose a second song for our listeners there, Dean?
Well, if I'm allowed to, I don't know one of my favorite Dead Daisies songs is Like No Other, bro. That's like just such a, that's the new one. I don't know if you're allowed to play that one yet because it's not been released, but that one, dude, is a monster. That's my favorite Dead Daisy song by far. I just love that tune.
Yeah. Cool. If I can play it, I will. I will find out.
Awesome, my friend.
Right.
Awesome. Oh, kids are here. Gotta close the door. Kids are here.
Right. Nearly done.
I heard the kids coming. I'm like, oh my god, close the door.
Listeners will be having a good laugh at this interview now.
Oh yeah, dude, they're funny. I just heard them open the door and come in. I'm like, okay, close the door because they're fun. His kids are awesome, man. My whole family, they're all amazing people. I'm very fortunate, man. Great people.
You got a family around you just to keep you grounded, man.
Oh, dude, definitely. You know, and I'll tell you, my father passed away last year. And he was like my best friend, bro. I mean, I talked to him literally every morning at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning because he and I were both early risers. So he would know when I was calling up, Dean's calling, you know, he knew every day, dude. I did not miss a day unless I was on a plane to Europe or Japan or overseas or stuff. But my God, dude, it's, you know, we're a Sicilian family, full-blooded Sicilian. So we're all very tight, you know, it's a very tight unit.
Yeah. Cool. So how does it feel to connect with so many fans through your music? Because of course, you know, you go with the Daisies, you got such a big listening fan, and of course with your former bands as well, not just yourself, but with Doug, with Glenn especially. You know, you'll have such a following through them as well.
Yes, sir.
I bet it must be a hell of a buzz to know that you got these people listening to your music.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I don't take it for granted. And I've always treated every fan with love and respect. You know, that's one thing I remember hearing that Ronnie Dio would do. He was talking, I think it was the guitarist for and singer for Hailstorm.
Right.
And he was saying to her, she goes, how do you do it after a show? You go spend 2 hours and go into the, you know, right where the buses were parked and go talk and sign autographs and visit.
Yeah.
And Ronnie said to her, she goes, you know, he said, I probably won't remember the city. I won't remember, the names of the people I'm signing for or, you know, the venue or any of this. I'll never remember this night. He goes, but those people, if I give them a little bit of my time, they'll remember it for the rest of their lives, and that's the least I can do. And dude, that hit home. I'm like, Ronnie, not only you were an amazing vocalist, but what a god of a human being you were, man. I mean, what a sweetheart. And I've talked to him a few times. I remember when I got the Aussie gig, he was playing in Portland, and I went backstage. Oh, Dean, he gave me a hug. Nice to meet you. And he goes, so you're playing for Aussie? And I said, yeah, man. He goes, he looked right at me out. He goes, good luck. He was just so brutally honest. And, you know, I loved him for that. I just loved him for that.
Oh, I've heard so many things about Ozzy and the people that have played for him. It's like, it's hard to know. When you hear so many stories, it's like hard to know what's real and what's not.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know what was real. I was there for 3 years, and I remember what was real and what wasn't. But I'm not talking about it.
Right then, looking at wrapping up, because I know your nephews and nieces just pulled in the house there, and I know what it's like because I got young uns myself.
You know,
so who is the real Dean? You know, when the drumsticks go down and you take off your stage clothes and all your stage stuff is put away and you got time to yourself. Who's the real Dean? Are you?
Wow. For me, brother, I got to be honest. I mean, when I come off the road, I don't touch my drums. I do not. And to me, it was like, why am I bringing my work home with me? Now, everybody said, well, you need to keep practicing. Yes, I do. But for me, when I've been gone for 6 months, the most important thing for me is to be the best dad that I can possibly be, the best grandfather I could possibly be, the best uncle, the best husband. I do my best, man. I try, and it ain't easy, man. You come off the road and the bubbles burst and you're not in the 5-star hotels and the laundry's not done for you and you don't order room service. It's like, it's a culture shock thing, bro. You just kind of go like, oh my God, I'm a dad again. And and it kind of hits home. So for me, I just leave the drums aside and I dive in as much as I can to my family, because there's my grounding influence. That's what's real for me, bro. And then getting in my new car and driving it at 120 or 130 miles an hour, listening to Slipknot. I mean, that's
go on. What's the new car?
What's that?
What's the new car?
Oh, it's a 2020 BMW M8 competition. It's wicked, bro. Look that thing up. Coolest car I've ever owned. And a little story about it. My father and my dad used to bust my chops all the time about cars. You know, oh yeah, cars for transportation. You don't need any fancy cars. Well, then when I was in Journey, Neil sold me his 1982 Ferrari Testarossa. Nice. I got it really, really cheap. I think I got it for 40 grand, which, Neil was just like, I don't need it anymore. Here, just take it. He was being really cool. And I gave that to my dad. And I'm telling you, it was the funniest thing in the world to bust his chops and go, hey, Papa, this is for transportation. Why are you parking it way the heck away from everybody at Walmart? It was funny. So this M8, I did it in tribute to him. I bought the car when he had passed. And on the license plate, it's the number 30 and then a dash and then the number 19, which is when he was born, 1930. And when he passed was 2019. So that's a tribute to him because we loved cars. Every time I get a new one, he'd say, come over, let's go test drive. Let's go have some fun. And that's it. But I love that car, dude. Nicest car I've ever owned.
Nice.
And fast.
I'm fast. It's got to be fast. It's got to be fast.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Dean, well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much. Pass our regards from Rock Radio UK to everyone within the Dead Daisies. People out there, you guys and girls, you rockers, come in next month. The Holy Ground CD is released. Get on YouTube as well. Check out the video. The video is absolutely awesome. Check out the single. Well, you're checking out the single because you're hearing it on the show because I'm playing it every show.
There you go, big man. Well, dude, can I say one thing? Yes. I want to thank you, Mark, and all of the journalists, really, that are taking their time to interview us. And because if it wasn't for you guys and the fans, you're keeping us alive, bro. You are keeping our name out there. You're promoting the record when we can't promote it right now. So you're really our lifeblood, bro. And I got to thank you so much, Mark, for doing this with us. And all the journalists out there that are doing the same, bro. We appreciate you. I can't speak for the band. I'll speak for myself. I appreciate you definitely, bro. And I know the band feels the same. We're grateful for you guys. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much, Dean. Like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure. Guys and girls, don't forget, next month, Holy Ground, the CD, the Dead Daisies. It is absolutely banging. It will rock your brain, I'm telling you now, and especially play Holy Ground with headphones on. I tell you,
Yes.
it
Crank
is
it, people.
banging.
Crank it.
So, Dean, thank you so much from Sharpie's Rock and Roll Train. Hopefully, I will see you soon on tour.
You will?
And
I'll
I
buy
will.
you the beer. Okay, I'll buy you the beer. You buy me the Coca-Cola. We're good to go.
Happy days.
A pass and a beer.
No problem. Hey, I'm gonna hold you to that. When you're close to me now in concert, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna message you on Facebook.
Do
right?
it.
And
Well, message me here, dude. You got my phone number, my Skype ID. You
I got
freaking
it.
text me, and I'll know exactly who you are, bro. Oh, I got another interview, bro. I just got somebody calling in, so I've got to take this. I'm so sorry, bro.
Okay, been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Dean.
All right, brother. God bless.
God bless. Ta-ra now.
Take care, buddy. Okay.